What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Raw Post Show. It's your girl, Denise Salcedo, and I'm joined by Santi. Santi, how are you?
Hello, everybody. Hopefully, you guys are doing great. A Monday Night Raw with the return of Roman Reigns for the 85,000th time this year. Let's talk about it.
Santi, I have to tell you though, on this particular edition of Raw, I was so thankful for Roman Reigns coming out on this show. You know, I was stressed before this Raw post show. The entire time I kept thinking, what are me and Santi going to talk about? I have nothing to say, nothing to ask. I don't know what the show is going to be about. I was stressed out.
This is how I know we're both YouTubers for a living, because my chat can attest. The first thing I said to them, I was like, thank God Roman came back, because my YouTube video tomorrow was going to have a lame thumbnail and no interesting title to go off of. Now I can milk it and say Roman Reigns returns. So you and I have the exact same YouTuber mentality when it comes to Roman's return. I'm the same way.
Thank God. All right, so let's get right to it. Roman Reigns is back. He came out in the closing of this tornado tag match and basically helped take out the Vision. You know, had a chair out there. He was pissed off. But the big thing that there is to talk about in regards to Roman Reigns coming back was the closing last couple of scenes was him and Jey Uso. And he's kind of giving like the world's greatest pep talk to Jey. He's telling them like, you're the only one who matters. And I don't even know what else he was saying, but he was so intense, really building up Jey Uso. And then he's like, the whole time, Jimmy is just watching and he's not on board with this whatsoever. And as we all know, Jey Uso has been acting differently lately because of the advice that he has gotten from Roman Reigns. So let's get right to it, Santi. How did you feel seeing Roman return, as well as the interactions that we saw there with the Usos?
I'm glad that Roman's back. Like, WWE is just better when he's there. I don't really know what the match for Crown Jewel is going to be. They didn't really particularly do a great job of telling us what that's going to be. Is it going to be against Braun, against Bronson, some sort of tag match involving the Usos? But then we have uneven numbers because Seth Rollins is busy with the Crown Jewel match. So we would have 3v2 if it's both Usos and Roman, or are we kicking Jimmy out, and that can be part of the story in terms of like Jimmy being left out of the tribal chief party that these guys are having. I don't know. I'm still a little bit in the dark, and I don't really know what the best move is here. In some capacity, we need Roman on Crown Jewel. He's on the poster, so I'm assuming that is going to be the case, but I'm glad that he's back. WWE just feels better and bigger and more badass when Roman Reigns is there. And you could just do the same, Vision and Usos ending over and over again. So I'm glad this had a different flavor this time around. Really interesting point from one of my viewers, Osama, who mentioned that it almost feels like the storyline of Jimmy turning heel on Jey at SummerSlam 2023 was maybe done a little bit too early, because now it makes sense, right? Preventing Jey from turning into what Roman Reigns was, because that's what we're seeing, right? We're seeing Jey transform into a quasi version of Roman Reigns that was tyrannical, that was ruthless, even with those that he loved. So something to explore there, because I do see Jimmy being a major component here. And maybe we really are going to revisit Jimmy versus Jey, as dreadful as that was the first time around.
Okay, so I got a lot to say about this. First of all, Infamous Rare Loco says, damn, what if they are running back Uso versus Uso too?
There you go.
Look, I'm going to start off by saying this in the nicest way possible. I do not want to see that match again. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. By no means necessary. I don't want to see it. I think we can tell the story in other ways. I don't necessarily want it to end up in that way. You know what I didn't like during that time? You kind of mentioned the Jey and Jimmy stuff from a couple years back. My least favorite thing about that whole thing was that we got so many turns in all of these very quick moments that it felt like they were just doing turns for the sake of doing turns. Like, I remember that was something that I complained about back then, that it was like, why the hell are we doing this? This was so stupid. I remember not liking the SummerSlam thing. Don't even remember exactly why anymore, but I remember that I wasn't happy about it. So what I'm trying to think about here is what I do want to see, though, is for the longest time, Santi, Jey Uso has gotten some of the worst criticism where people have said some things about him. They weren't happy when he won the Rumble. They didn't like his World Heavyweight Championship reign. People were saying he was just the guy that does the yeet. He's gotten so much criticism on that regard. I think him and Roman Reigns have always had a very special, undeniable chemistry. And I think that Roman and him sort of being aligned again in this type of way where now they're on the same page, I think this could be the thing that finally gives Jey Uso something else to get people's attention, some other thing that gets people on board. Now, Jimmy's the guy that didn't have anything else going on. Santi, I was seeing people tweet, damn, why couldn't Jimmy have the baby? He didn't have anything else going on the show. And I thought that's so fucking savage, but also kind of true that there was nothing going on with Jimmy. So this is now where is Jimmy going to fall off the earth again, in the sense that he was always the one that was sort of left behind in this whole giant bloodline story. Now is the time for Jimmy to kind of matter a little bit more in this whole bloodline saga.
This was borderline necessary to make Jimmy matter. The return of Roman really facilitates the involvement of Jimmy in this storyline, right? Because now what we're likely going to be dealing with is a story of the devil and the angel on the shoulder, right? Roman saying one thing that's kind of leading Jey towards a more darker, more oppressive version of what the tribal chief was, and Jimmy reminding him of all of the terrible that man, that type of person can do. Without the return of Roman, we would have been spinning our wheels here of Jimmy just being like, nah, Jey, come on, and we wouldn't have gone anywhere. But now we actually have a major story catalyst that actually pushes us forward and can actually lead to something big for Jimmy Uso. I hope that something big is Jimmy versus Roman, right? A match between these guys kind of fighting for the soul of Jey sounds a lot more appetizing.
I want your soul.
You know want your soul.
You're not crazy for saying that. They would book a storyline
like that. They would book it.
Who gets Jey Uso's soul?
Big time, 100%. So I personally find that far more interesting and appealing than Jey versus Jimmy again.
Yes, I'm with that. As crazy as that sounds, I prefer that more of the who wants his. I'm not saying literally have his soul, but figuratively, right? I would love to see something like that play out, because I want to see Jimmy get into himself where he starts feeling like, you know what, maybe the world was against him, maybe the world conspired against him, and that's why he isn't champion. So I'm kind of liking where we're going with this. You know, originally I had kind of thought about, and now I think this is out the door, because I think we're going to revisit, or we're going to get into Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. Like, that to me feels like the end game here at some point. With after he's done with Cody Rhodes in the crown jewel match, I think Seth and Roman is going to be up next. But you know what I actually had thought, and I was thinking this prior to Roman actually coming out, I thought, what if Roman ends up being John Cena's final opponent? That's where I was kind of thinking before he came out here today. So now I'm thinking, okay, well, now that's probably out the window now. I don't even know. I
have no idea. I thought we were going to hear about John Cena's final opponent sometime soon. I thought I saw a report saying that we were going to find more information about John Cena's final opponent. I don't want it to be Roman. I feel it wouldn't be the worst though if it's Roman, right? Like, that's a big name.
But does it make sense now that everything else is going on?
No, it doesn't make sense. It also didn't make sense for John Cena to get eaten alive by Brock Lesnar in front of a bunch of Make-A-Wish kids, but here we are. So who cares what makes sense?
Yeah, you might be onto something. All right, we got Joe Compton here who says, if Santi is playing with his Kabuki warrior, let's hope he used Blue Chew promo code Denise. Hey, yo. Those are the rumors going around, by the way. Everybody was telling me you were in the bathroom playing with your Kabuki warrior.
Well, you want to know why, right? So people ask me what my what is the question? What my hear me out is? Do you know that question?
I've never heard that question. So is it like your boomer take? Like when you have like an old?
Not quite. No. Hear me out is like oh God, we're gonna get into this because I want to hear me out. Hear me out is what fictional character you find attractive and or would bang is the question of like, hear me out, right?
The
And
guy
I
from
said,
Mulan.
okay, all right. So that's a pretty normal one.
Yeah, he's hot.
I said Fiona from Shrek when she's an ogre. That was my hear me out.
You gotta make sure you emphasize that.
I gotta clarify, you know,
But she
there's
was
two
cute.
versions.
I don't think there's
I
nothing wrong with
agree.
that. She was very cute.
I
liked her
agree.
nose.
I agree.
She
Somebody,
looked great.
yeah, a little bit of
Wait,
torta
but
with a little bit of that guac. You know what I'm saying?
wait, were people upset with your answer?
No, they loved it, but they also now assumed that I was pulling up pictures of ogres in the bathroom and with promo code Denise for Blue Chew.
Hey man, as long as you're using that promo code Denise for Blue Chew, I don't care what you do with your Kabuki Warrior. But yeah, oh yeah, what's that guy's name though from Mulan? The guy. I forgot his name, and I've seen the movie 1,000 times.
I don't remember.
Okay, because I gotta have his answer like right there. By the way, everyone's saying I answered this question way too quickly.
Yeah, you like had that immediately. Yeah. I have other ones that are a little bit more, you know, traditional, like Elastigirl from The Incredibles. Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah,
isn't
she can
no,
get
oh
it.
no, she's not the. Is she the mom? She's not the
She's the
mom, right?
yeah, she's the mom.
Oh, I know exactly why it's the mom. I've seen what the
Yeah.
guys have said about the mom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. I think the other option for me would probably be Eric from The Little Mermaid.
Oh, that's the prince, right? Or is that the little crab?
No, Eric's the prince.
Oh, I thought he was the crab that under the sea.
Why would I want to be with a crab?
I don't know. Why would I want to be with an ogre, you know?
Oh man, thanks, Joe. All right, we got AJ Tripp here. It says don't watch Tyreek Hill video. It's worse than Sid.
Ugh.
I haven't seen what happened there. What did I miss?
Dolphins player playing today snapped his leg in half apparently today.
Oh,
yeah, I don't want to see it.
Fuck. Oh shit. Oh no. Okay, thank you, AJ, for letting us know. We got JS Cal here who says we got a Santi CVV pod before GTA 6 LOL DS next. Thank
Comes
you,
out tomorrow?
JS Cal. That's funny. Are you excited for your episode to drop, Santi?
No, because I already I lived it. I experienced it, you know? So like it's interesting because like now I'm like bummed that I don't get an episode because like I'm not gonna listen to it. So like everyone gets an episode except me.
But you
Like
should
in terms
listen
of like
to
listening
it.
to it.
I say you listen to it.
But like I was there. Why would I listen
But
to
you should listen to it.
a
Because it'll be
conversation I already
like
had?
an out of body experience where you can
Oh.
watch you from someone from like a different perspective.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Maybe we'll do a
All right.
watch party.
Yeah, see, do that. Maybe, rate your answers. Yeah. All right, we got AJ Tripp here. It says, 2, glad Roman's back. It's probably Roman versus Reed in a stretcher match at Crown Jewel. Okay, I'll take that. I don't see why not. We also got AJ Tripp here. It says 3 in 2 weeks, a very early show for us. We'll show or take the week off. Understandable if you take it off 4 a.m. West Coast time. Yikes. Santi, have you already let people know about your plans or?
Oh yeah, everybody on my side knows
Okay.
I'm going to be in Japan, which funnily enough puts me at a good time to watch Crown Jewel because it starts at like 9 p.m. my time.
Wait, so you're still going to watch on your vacation?
I don't think so. I would have, but like it's going to be 9 p.m. on a Saturday, you know?
Yeah, I would
yeah.
like 100% skip out if I were you. Like you're on vacation.
Yeah, I'm going to skip it.
Yeah, no, I'm planning on skipping Raw at 5 a.m. and I ain't on vacation. I'm just not wanting to wake up to watch Raw at 5 a.m. Like that's crazy. Pay-per-view, sure. And even then I still feel like that's crazy, but whatever. All right, thank you, AJ. We got PWS here. It says, welcome back, Gunner Zap. If you know, you know. Thank you, PWS. We got Hassan Batla here who says, remember when Jimmy betrayed Jey saying he was afraid what Jey would become as a tribal chief? And we're like, yeah, right. I don't know. Do you think what would the accomplishment of this be though? If Jey does, fall into everything that Roman Reigns is saying, because the way that Roman Reigns was boosting his ego at the end of the show, it makes me wonder if he's going to go back and try to get that World Heavyweight Championship.
Honestly, I don't know. Like, I genuinely, I don't know where they're going to take this storyline, which has me equal parts excited and confused, I will say. Like, as I just, like, the reason I'm confused is because, like, I just don't see Jey as a tribal chief, you know? Even if he is this like more mean, menacing version of himself, like this dude's still out there yeeting, you know?
Dude, did you see that little kid get his money's worth? Oh, I
Dude,
was so happy for him.
that kid rocked.
Yeah, we got Infamous Raider Loco says Jey can take out Jimmy and he can enjoy paternity. I mean, look, I don't see why not. We got Oscar Lara here who says Roman coming back is huge, is a big huge, almost as big as Googling big black chair. Just don't Google BBC thinking you'd get the same result. Do you like my new chair?
I love that BBC behind you. Shout out to Denise and her big old BBC.
Yeah, so that's what I literally Googled on Amazon, which is what you walked in on. But no, everybody was talking more about my fucking chair today than Monday Night Raw. Isn't that crazy?
No, that's fair.
We got, thank you, Oscar Laura. We got Casey Poole here who says Santi Hogan being bomb pod himself at his girlfriend's house and blame what? Her 13-year-old brother Santi Hogan must post.
Do we have to bring? Okay, listen, I'm going to be very quick about the podcast story. This is when I was 17. I was at a cottage outing with my girlfriend from back then, my high school girlfriend. And this cousin of hers wet the bed, and he snuck into my room, grabbed a bunch of my clothes and underwear to try and dry the bed that he pissed all over.
How old was he, though?
He was 13, old enough. Fuck you, Ryan, wherever you are, if you're watching, old enough to not feel bad about this loser. All right. Took my clothes and used it to dry his piss-stained bed. And it was like day 2 there. And those were my clothes for the next like 5 days.
Wait, I have a lot of questions. I'm sorry. Hold on, though. Like, why did he use your clothes, not his own clothes?
Probably to sabotage me or something. Honestly, it's probably panic. He probably panicked, right? He's a 13-year-old kid who pissed the bed, doesn't want to get roasted. He probably panicked and was just looking for anything that's a material that could be used to dry and went into my luggage.
Did you roast him for pissing on the bed?
Fucking annihilated him for the next like 3 years. Like, dude,
that is so
you're
sad.
a piss boy. I know, no, that is old enough. That is old enough.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's so sad though if you're 13 and you still piss the bed.
I agree. Okay, that is pathetic. It's pathetic.
That's sad. Yeah. I would be humiliated. Like I wouldn't want no one to know.
Yep.
I would throw the bed out.
And he was like a serial bed pisser too. Like it wasn't like a one-off. Like he was still a serial bed pisser.
Oh my, I love that his thought process though was I'm gonna go into Santi's luggage. He could have used curtains, he could have used a tablecloth, some toilet, I don't know, literally anything else.
Anything. No, he used my shirts and my underwear and socks.
Not the socks too.
Yeah.
And the fucking underwear. That's terrible.
Awful.
Oh, shit. That's funny. Thank you, Casey Poole. We got Stephen Marchulli here who says, I think the direction is Jey Roman heel unit versus Cody and friends. Cody and friends. I thought it'd be like Seth and friends or Seth and heel friends. I don't think I'm explaining that right.
I think he's suggesting that Jey and Roman are going to be the heels here, going up against Cody.
Oh, I see what you mean. I thought about it backwards. Thank you, Steven. We got Lucky Charm here who says, Santi's prediction for Dom's entire reign thus far have been so off. I don't think he predicted Dom to retain money since Money in the Bank. I don't see Dom losing until he at least gets to SSWG in his hometown.
Survivor Series War Games.
Okay, I was like, what is SSWG in his hometown? Okay, so here's the thing so what did you predict for Dom's entire reign?
I don't really know what he's talking about. I don't know what I said.
Okay.
Did I thought he might lose tonight.
What were your expectations of Dom's reign?
I mean, especially in the early going, I was expecting somebody that was actually going to be featured heavily as the Intercontinental Champion, and it feels like it's a rarity, few and far between in terms of matches. You compare it to Sami Zayn's current reign, or Becky Lynch's reign. Dominic Mysterio has kind of been a ghost as an Intercontinental Champion.
I feel like they've gotten Dominic Mysterio wrong in multiple facets because I thought he was going to be a babyface after WrestleMania. Like, I thought that was it. Like, that was going to be the moment that he was showcased differently on the show, and it didn't end up happening that way. And then I also thought that they just been taking so long with this Judgment Day breakup. It's getting I don't even know if I'm that interested anymore.
Oh, we're like years in. It's been going on for much longer than people actually think. Like this Finn Balor and Dominic a little like stare down with each other, and like, are we friends? Are we not friends? We brothers, dude. It's over a year long.
I think I'm more so over Finn Balor and JD McDonough as champions. I feel like I felt so stupid today when I was watching their promo. I was literally seeing them with the belts and hearing them say tag team champions. And I was like, oh, yeah, huh, they're tag team champions. They're literally standing right there with the championship belts. And my brain still went, oh, shit, they're tag team champions. Yeah, I think that they got to fix some things there with Dom. I think his star power got so high following the stuff with Liv Morgan. I don't think they've necessarily capitalized on that just yet. Like, he's far more famous than what he's presented on right now on the show. It just doesn't match. Thank you, Lucky Charm. We got Stephen Martrulli here who says NWO got back together, so will Bloodline. Yeah, we missed the Bloodline, this version of the Bloodline. Thank you so much to Darpeet Shaw, who just became a brand new member of the DWO. Welcome, bro. A Ship says, Denise, tell Santi his beard sucks. Is it because you got a little white in there, Santi? What's happening?
It could be that. It's kind of gross right now and patchy. I won't lie, but
gotta get that grooming kit where you can like put the. Do you use like the butter or like the balm?
No, that shit's a scam.
Like moisturize it, put a balm, comb it.
It's not long enough for that. It's not long enough for that.
Or you can do that like November, no shave November. Or is it shave November?
Well, it's Movember. People that do no shave November, that's lazy. It's supposed to be a mustache. What you do it on Movember.
Okay, so are you gonna do the mustache?
No, my girlfriend would kill me.
Good, I agree with her.
She wouldn't allow me to do a mustache.
Mustaches there's also look like. Ugh.
Yeah, there's also No Nut November. You know No Nut November?
Is that when you grow the beard out down here? No? What? I've seen guys that have like the beard down here. No. Oh, wait, do you mean like blowjobs?
Oh, Denise, how have you lived on this earth so long and are so innocent?
Wait, no neck? Wait, just say no neck?
No nut.
Oh, no nut. Oh, I thought you said no neck.
Oh, no. I said no nut November.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's why I said like no neck. Oh, that means you're growing your beard out on your neck.
So do you know No Nut November?
No, but I assume that you don't masturbate. So no nut November.
Go. Yeah, it's a bad month for Blue Chew.
Well, I mean, like, who's gonna check? Who's gonna know? You can say you know nutted and still nutted. You know?
Yeah, but like, like the gods of Olympus will know. They'll know if you lied.
Hey, do you watch Seinfeld?
Yes.
Do you remember the episode No Contest? If you're the master of your own domain?
Yep, I do.
All right, see the honor system.
That was a No Nut November. There has to be an honor system for sure.
Yeah, all right. MSQ here says, will Santi be filming One Night in Japan? Wink, wink. Aww.
No.
I mean...
Maybe for myself.
Your YouTube channel will skyrocket to a million.
It will.
Just like that. We got Nishi and Manuel here who says, I feel sorry for poor Kyrie. We've all been there. Dude, Kyrie's all going through it. She's going through it right now. Let's get to that. Rhea Ripley got misted last week. She came back and her skin was glowing, Santi. I made a joke. I said, me next. And someone made an edit of me getting misted, and it's not what you would expect.
Are you allowed to show this on YouTube? You getting misted in the face? Oh, okay.
Someone made this edit of me misted. It's horrible. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So she came back. She was looking great, but we ended up seeing Io Sky basically saying that fuck, I forgot what happened. You ruined my train of thought, Santi. I was literally trying to break down this segment.
She got misted.
Io got misted.
Yep.
Asuka and Kyrie did the attack. It became 2-on-1 on Rhea, and then Io went out there to help Rhea. That's what it was. And then
That's right.
throughout the entire night, we were seeing Io sort of conflicted. Kyrie confronted her at one point, begged her to apologize to Asuka so she could be family again. But instead, they announced the tag team match for Crown Jewel.
Yeah. Why wouldn't Io just shower? You know, she spent all night covered in this thing, complaining about how she can't see. Maybe like go rinse off in the ladies' washroom. I don't know, a little bit of water, sprinkle a little bit. I think a shower would have gone a long way there, Io. I'm excited for the match. This is such goofy acting. It's on the level of like Degrassi Junior High, or like some cruddy MTV program, 90210. But I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it. I love how corny the storyline is, how corny the acting is. It's the right level of silly for me. But something that I said in the chat is that like this thing's allowed to be silly. You want to know why it's allowed to be silly? It's allowed to be silly because once it gets to the ring, it's 4 women that are absolutely going to torch the fucking house down. So they're allowed to be goofy if they want. They're allowed to have a little bit of bad acting because I know that match is going to be fucking amazing.
Someone asked, and you're right on that. Someone asked if they're going to be working towards Rhea and Io as tag team champs. Do you think they're working their way towards that, or not in the cards? Because those are two totally different universes to me right now.
Does it? I mean, like, who would have thought Alexa Bliss and Charlotte?
True.
Like, that doesn't, like, WWE, we know, right? They love putting 2 single stars in the tag team division. And it is a great way to put them in standstill to make it, to give us a logical reason as to why Io or Rhea don't go after Stephanie Vaquer, right? Because once Crown Jewel is over, you would think, right? Rhea would go after Stephanie Vaquer. Like, logically, that would make sense. But if you put them in the tag team division, have them going after tag team gold, it's a good way to give Stephanie Vaquer a grace period away from an Io, from a Rhea Ripley while they're doing side quests so that Stephanie can build up her reign with some other names.
God, that's if they even do that, to be honest. I'm still worried. I'm when you brought that up about how they're going to treat Stephanie's reign, I'm still worried. I mean, today she got a little backstage moment with her and Tiffany Stratton, which was nice, but it seems like she's one of those champions that they keep in the back. She did have one in-ring promo, which was nice. Okay, cool. But I'm still a little bit nervous about it. But I did like the little confrontation with her and Tiffany. I liked what Tiffany had to say, where she was like, yeah, you've been doing good, but do not come underestimate me and do not think that my story is going to be rewritten just because of you. I liked that from Tiffany.
I did too. Both Crown Jewel Championship matches, maybe we can transition over to talk about Seth and Cody here, but both Crown Jewel Championship matches have been way better built this year than last year. Last year, if you remember, it was Nia Jax and Liv Morgan. Like, that was atrocious. The match wasn't great and the build was equally bad. They're already doing a better job here and making it feel like a proper showcase of champion versus champion between Stephanie and Tiffy. And they're really putting in a ton of effort with Cody Rhodes here and Seth Rollins in terms of making this a canon match, something that doesn't feel like filler, something that actually matters in the grand scheme of things. And I can appreciate that because last year, as much as I did like the match Gunther versus Cody Rhodes, like, you don't remember it because there was no buildup, there was no hype, there was no consequences to this match. Unlike with Cody and Seth, it does feel like the outcome is going to matter.
I like the video package that they did today, sort of recapping their entire history. Obviously, not that long ago, so a lot of it is still very fresh in our minds, but I still thought it was a nice way to like paint the story out there. And the confrontation I thought was fine, you know, with Seth Rollins basically saying he's going to be the future. And I thought, like, honestly, like the future is now, and Cody really is right now the future. Like, he's the present, he's the now, because he's the one main eventing WrestleManias. He's doing all of this really big stuff. He's involved with the biggest of the biggest names. I did like Seth Rollins and Cody going back and talking about WrestleMania and how they were a tag team, but Seth basically saying you were the lesser of two evils. I thought this was a fine. I thought this promo was even better than the last one that they did last week. There was a few more things in there that made more sense. I kind of wanted Cody to even, there was something that Cody brought up during this promo, and I'm trying to remember what it was, but I remember going, ooh, I'm so glad that he brought that up. And now I'm blanking on what it was, but I remember thinking that it was a good thing that he did bring it up, and now I don't even remember what it was. Damn it. Anyways, but yeah, they did do a better job with this.
Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar. thank you. That's what it was when he brought up that Brock Lesnar. Oh, because Seth Rollins was saying that he knows everything that happens in the vision and that he makes every call. And then he brought up Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. And Seth Rollins made it seem like he had a say in that. I do not believe that, Santi. I don't buy that Seth had a legit say in that.
Yeah, there's a saying from Game of Thrones that I've always loved, that I use in like regular social life as well. The king does not need to tell the world that he's the king, right? When you have somebody saying, "I'm in charge. I know everything that's going on. I know. I knew that was going to happen." Tells me you didn't know it was going to happen. When you're out there trying to justify your leadership, that's usually when your leadership is most fractured.
It's overcompensating right there. Yeah, that's what I think so too. So I liked that he brought that up because it was kind of like a got you moment with him that I wasn't necessarily expecting Cody to bring up right then and there. So yeah, I was a fan of that. Alrighty, we got Darpeet Shah. Hey, thank you so much for sending this in. Says the winner of Roman versus Jimmy for Jey Uso will be Santi, who will then team with Jey to face Roman and Jimmy afterwards. All right, if you got Jey's soul, what would you do with it?
I don't want it. I'm good.
You wouldn't want Jey's
Why do you
soul?
want Jey's soul, man? That's not
I
that's
don't
a
know.
one-dimensional yeet soul. It's not. It's not
Okay,
gonna
fine.
be
If you
what
could
that
have any
soul wants.
wrestler's soul, who would it be?
Oh, Cena. Like, think about it. Think about how much goodwill Cena has earned with his soul. Think about what I'd be able to bargain with in the afterlife, right? Let's say, you know what? I'm in the lineup to enter hell, right? I could be like, yo, I got Cena's soul. What can I get out of this, right? Maybe I can get some good in return. So I'll take Cena's soul.
I would take Cody's soul because he's got adrenaline in his soul.
Oh, that's good. That's good. It's got adrenaline in it. Yeah.
Exactly. All right, we got David Primero here who says Asuka should use Black Mist to control Io. Ooh, that would be kind of cool. All right, thank you, David. We got Joe Compton, who also became a brand new DWO member. Thank you, Joe. And he also says 9 months as a loyal DWO member with no end in sight. I hope Denise can sign my White Winged Eagle replica title sometime. Yo, I would 100% do that. Thank you, Joe. That's very nice of you. We got David Primero here who says Triple H will book Stephanie Vaquera versus Stephanie McMahon. Oh man, can you imagine that? That would be a get the tank kind of moment for sure. We got Leo Poroy here. It says, I present to you Rollins, the chair, Balzida. So we were making this joke in my watch along that Seth Rollins was dressed like my chair. You see it? The
Oh
shoulder
yeah,
pads and everything.
I see it. Yeah. Big black Seth Rollins.
All righty. Thank you so much, Leo Poroy. All right, Dominic Mysterio defeated Rusev using some of the shenanigans of Eddie Guerrero, although the referee caught on to it. He hit a low blow. Does this do anything for you?
I liked it. I liked that it was a finish that didn't have interference. It was clean in the way of like a Dominic Mysterio clean win, right? He used his ingenuity, his dirty tactics, as opposed to just Los Americanos coming in inexplicably and ruining a match or whatever. I thought that this was way better than the alternate outcome of interference. It gives Rusev ammo to come back for a rematch. I mean, I was good with it. I was fine with it.
I thought it was fun. I actually did like it. We got JJ Castillo says, I know it's early to tell, but do you both think John Cena will have a singles match or be part of a War Games at Survivor Series? Do you see Seth being his last opponent in December? I kind of would prefer for him to be part of War Games because I think, has he ever been in a War Games before?
No, I
Right.
can confirm that he hasn't.
So I feel like that would be something to kind of check off before he calls it a day. So I would kind of want him involved in a War Games. Santi, as a big John Cena fan, what would you prefer?
I kind of like the idea of War Games because it allows him to interact with a lot more people, which we are sadly running out of opportunities for him to interact with as many people as possible. So I think this gives us an out in terms of allowing Cena to have as many individual interactions as he can in one night.
Yeah, I kind of like that. Also, thank you so much to Gerard, who also became a brand new member. We got David Primero here, who says, Denise, did you ask Becky permission to sit on Seth? Oh, that's terrible, man. It's terrible. Thank you, David. Oh, man. Alrighty. So, also, we got some more shenanigans with Bayley, Lyra. After Bayley defeated Raquel Rodriguez, she went out there and helped Bayley. Lyra went out there to help out Bayley because both Raquel and Roxanne were attacking Bayley. They seem to be, at least right now, on good terms since Bayley was in a good mood today.
Yeah, I still don't know where this is going, right? Like, is it a tag team or is, like, here's the thing. Okay, are we going down the path of a Lyra versus Bayley feud, or are we going down the path of a Lyra versus a Lyra and Bayley? I think I might have said Becky. Are we going down the path of a Lyra and Bayley feud where they're going to have matches against each other, or are we going down the path of a Lyra and Bayley tag team where the shtick is that you don't know if they're going to get along or not? Whoa, I don't know. Both, based on how things are going, could be logical conclusions to how they treat this.
I feel that given the way that the whole Intercontinental Championship picture has gone, even though we didn't get like a full-fledged Lyra Bayley feud, part of me feels like we kind of already got it in a way, because it was sort of mixed in with the Becky stuff and they were kind of having problems already. So I know you could still do more there, but part of me almost feels like we checked that box off. I'm going to be real with you. I'm more interested in them resurfacing Roxanne and Bayley. I wish that they would resurface that feud and have that become something, but I obviously don't think that's necessarily where that's going to end up. I would almost prefer for Bayley and Lyra just to be a tag team, because I think Lyra still kind of needs I don't know. I think Lyra still kind of needs these like partnerships and these like weird random pairings to kind of bring out a little bit more out of her and bring a different version of Lyra out that we haven't seen on Monday Night Raw just yet. But we got Larice Johnson here who says Lyra versus Bayley feud. So I think more people are probably expecting this. We got Bob Ross Jr. here who says, I think we all know that AJ Lee is returning next week after Becky versus Dupree. Oh, I'm pretty sure she's going to come out and help out Maxine during this match, because if not, why would you book Maxine and Becky again?
Maxine's going to win.
You think she's going to win? With the help of AJ, of course?
Yeah, I think they're literally setting up what happened in 2003 with the Hurricane rolling up The Rock, because Stone Cold was out there to distract The Rock, and it was like a hilarious win. Oh my God, the Hurricane pinned The Rock. They could literally do it again here, right? You know, Becky is mauling Maxine Dupree, but then AJ Lee goes out there, distracts her just long enough for a roll-up victory. Maxine Dupree runs away, hilariously celebrating with Tozawa, and it doesn't hurt Becky at all. It elevates Becky, in my opinion, if she can eat a roll-up pin from a comedy character like a Maxine Dupree.
Look, I don't know what they're going to do, but I'm interested because it's Maxine, and everything Maxine does always looks different and funny, and I always laugh and I always have a good time with it. So I'm going to see what happens there. We got Infamous Raider Loco here. It says, how does AJ get into the Intercontinental title pick? She defeated Becky. Her interfering wouldn't make sense, but saving Maxine after a beatdown, does that work? I can kind of see her doing that whole saving her after a beatdown. That was my original thought of what I thought might go down with Becky and Maxine. Thank you, Infamous Raider Loco. Hey, you want to know what I thought match of the night was? Greatest match I've ever seen. It was awesome. LA Knight and Kofi Kingston. I'm just kidding, by the way.
Here's the thing, man.
I didn't really mean that.
The New Day is the island of misfit toys now. When you have a main event caliber guy that you're like, I'm kind of done with you now, let me discard you into New Day Island. They did it to Penta. They've done it here to LA Knight. Like, is LA Knight and Jey Uso done? Yeah, I guess. It literally makes no sense now for LA Knight to be part of that. Like, he is about his fifth a wheel, now a sixth wheel with Roman Reigns being there. And when I look at the path for the rest of the year for LA Knight, at this point, Denise, he'd be lucky to get on the War Games team, because I look at like who could be on that War Games team, and I'm doing the numbers, right? Jimmy. If we're looking at potentially Cena, the way things are going with Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, I see Cody being in there. And then that fifth one, I mean, Roman, potentially.
So it's not looking good for LA Knight.
No, I can count 5 people that WWE would pick over LA Knight for Survivor Series War Games.
Yeah, this was just very, like, it wasn't bad, it was just very dull. And I think that was the part where I feel bad, but I almost feel like I'm automatically tuning out for certain segments, and one of them is with the New Day. And I never thought that that was where we were going to be at, because Santi, when you and I started our Raw post show, that was the first show you and I covered, was the New Day turn on Big E.
Yeah, like one of the best heel turns I've ever seen. Like legitimately one of the best heel turns I've ever seen.
Literally. And this is where we ended up, which was not much at all. All right. We got Randy Hayward here who says Reach last week blew at airport. Oh, Rhea last week blew at airport taking pics with fans. I feel like there's always those videos coming out of like the wrestlers being harassed and stuff. When I landed in Las Vegas, Santi, for WrestleMania this year, I saw like a crowd of people, and I turned, and from the back, I see this beautiful blonde woman. And it took me a second to realize that this beautiful blonde woman was being asked to sign autographs, right? And once I actually stopped to really look at this beautiful blonde woman, it was Liv Morgan. She was literally just trying to get her stuff. And there was just like people like asking her to sign stuff. And she was like trying to blend in. You know, she had a hat on, she had a tracksuit on, and it was just not happening. So yeah. All righty. AJ Styles, Dragon Lee versus Los Americanos. AJ Styles, Dragon Lee get the win. I mainly want to
quiz. Pop quiz.
No.
What are the names? What are the names? What are the names of them?
Yeah, one of them is Rayo, and the other one was Bravo.
Yeah.
Ooh, I got scared. I was like, "What's the pop quiz?"
Bravo and Rayo.
All right. AJ Styles is apparently going to retire next year. How are you feeling about that?
I don't have mental real estate right now to care, because I'm on the John Cena retirement. Like once that's over, then we can focus on AJ's retirement.
You don't want him to steal John Cena's thunder.
Yeah. Like I can't balance 2 of these at once. Let me focus on Cena's first. Once that's done, then once I cry about John Cena's, then I'll cry about AJ's.
We also got Randy here who says covered in the mist. Oh yeah, I did see that picture of Rhea taking pictures with fans, covered in mist for sure. Alrighty, everyone. That, my friends, was Monday Night Raw on September 29th. So thank you guys so much for joining as always. Santi, I see you next week still, right? Or is next week the week you're gone? You're gone next week, right?
Yeah, this is my last episode for the next 2 weeks. I'll be back on the
Santi running from the grind. I'm so disappointed.
There it is. I'm on that Tribal Chief schedule. I'm on that Tribal Chief schedule. You want to make Tribal Santi money? Then be Tribal Santi. But Tribal Santi gets to make Tribal Santi money and be on the Tribal Santi schedule.
Yeah, literally. We got Infamous Rare Loco. It says, which title Dom loses first? IC title to Penta. It ain't losing to Dragon Lee. Also, Denise should have helped Liv and be like, it's me, Denise's pieces. I'm with it. Thank you, Frank. I think he's gonna lose the Mega Championship. No, I think he's gonna lose the IC title first, because he's more over, not more over, but he's pretty over in Mexico and all that stuff. So maybe the IC title he drops. Thank you, Frank. All righty, guys. Now that is it for us. Santi, tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me over on the Santi Zap YouTube channel. I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks, but the daily videos will continue to be pumped out. The grind continues there. So please come check out the YouTube page, youtube.com/Mr. Santi Zap, or just Google Santi Zap and pick whatever platform you prefer.
@ Denise Salcedo for me on social media. If you're already here on the YouTube channel, click that subscribe button, youtube.com/Denise Salcedo. Thank you guys so much, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye, everyone.